With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. Oh, some strong running. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Hurry up, buddy.
Yellow, yellow!
Blue flag, chill.
First play, Mahomes looking to throw it. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. Well, he was just trying to contain DeAndre Hopkins, and he got a little too close.
And because of his ability to line up in different spots on the field and come at you from different angles, different guys have to cover him, and all of them have the same issue. How do you do it without interfering? In this case, it didn't get done.
And Mahomes going to put it up right away. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And this intercepted on the first play of the game. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens will take over possession here up at the 44.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game, and I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 44.
180.
The NFL's leading rusher in 2019 and 2020, Derrick Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run it again with Henry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Third down and 6. To throw is Jackson. A short one there, caught by Likely. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore 1st down. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got us a turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Nick Bolton there on the tackle.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Hey, Alpha,
Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Sit hot.
Jackson now. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he's taken down inside the 30. Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Ready, shot. Sit hot.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Oh, ready.
2nd down and a yard.
You at X. You at X. Yo. 13.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up.
Sit hot.
On the counter, it's Henry. Powerful running, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10.
Sit hot.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Ready, sit hot.
2nd and 9.
Sit hot.
Throwing is Jackson. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Yellow.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football. But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Come back.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. Throwing now is Mahomes. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And this one will be brought back to the 22. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
DC, ready? Shut up! Ready? Shut up!
Henry up the middle. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Second and 5.
Shut up! Ready? Shut up! Ready?
Now it's Jackson. They set up the screen for Henry. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Hold him.
So 1st and goal from the 9-yard line.
Middle. Shut up!
Play action. Now Jackson. Right back to Henry, and Henry's got it again. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
180.
Now it's Jackson. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Andrews. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Now Jackson. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. From the 17, here's 2nd and 4.
Yellow. Hey, 57. Right side.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter.
43! 43! Right side.
Final shot before the half from Mahomes. That is incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. After a rare scoreless first half, these teams now just looking for something as the second half gets underway. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
180!
And we thought this game had the potential to be tight, maybe not this tight, scoreless as we start the third quarter.
And I love the way you use the word tight. I'm going to take it in a little bit different direction here because it's not just tight on the scoreboard. I think both offenses have been tight in how they've played this game. No one's been loose. No one's been free. They've got to find a way to make some plays, and I don't think you do it if you're really tight in everything that you're doing in the game.
From the gun, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on fourth down, and they're going to go for it. They're going to try and throw. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. Oh, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
You. Sit up.
Inside handoff, Henry. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or do they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. That one into the hands of Flowers. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
So both teams scoreless here as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 8.
Shut up.
Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 30. 15 yards there on the catch and run. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Shut up.
Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. 52 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Hey. Shut up.
Here's Jackson. And that'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews. And he'll get about 6 there before he is taken down rather rudely and abruptly.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2 minutes left to go. This one's surprisingly still scoreless. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Now 2nd and 4.
180. Hey, shot. Hey, Alpha, shut up. Shot.
Jackson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1.
That's a great run right there on 1st down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
Henry is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Third down and goal coming up here. Now Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And I know they would have loved to have had a touchdown there to give them some cushion. But now, kick the field goal. Get the lead. Let your defense bring you home. Show some faith in those guys on the other side of the ball.
Tucker's kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. Well, it took a while to get anything on the scoreboard, but we finally have our first points of the contest.
So the question now becomes, can they make this one stand up? In the way that these defenses have played, those 3 points almost look like 30, don't they?
Yeah, those 3 points look like a miracle right now. Well, now how about this return? And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Here's 1st and 10.
Yellow. Yellow, yellow. Far side.
Mahomes will throw. He's going to let it fly. And this one is incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
43. 43. Far side.
Mahomes. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Maybe looking for a flag, but they're not going to get one there. They took a shot, hoping to find a way to sneak into field goal range, but it's incomplete. And now with time almost gone, the task gets much more difficult.
Yellow, yellow.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. One final try for Mahomes. He's going to go up top again. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And not all W's are created equal, CD, and this one came in shutout fashion.
Well, their offense certainly didn't need to do anything, right? They could take the day off, and they did. But the defense, they carried them in a big way.
Yeah, look, the offense, obviously stuff to work on, but they did enough, and the defense carried the load.
But you know what they say? It's always fun to work on things if it didn't go well in your game with a victory in your pocket, and that's what they've got going forward.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.